Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Sumit and I welcome all of you to bisptrainings.com. In this video, I will be going to demonstrate you how to set up a service scheduling in Dynamic CRM. So first of all, let's understand what do you mean by service scheduling. This is a feature which is provided by Dynamic CRM to efficient way to schedule people, resources, facilities, and equipment in order to provide services to the customers. So, with the help of service scheduling, we can give services to our customers or to our users. It is more helpful for some industries such as healthcare than others. Just imagine that the healthcare industry, they are using this dynamic CRM as an application, and whenever a patient visited a hospital and an operation need to be done and a ward is need to be allocated to that patient. So with the help of service scheduling, we can set up or we can schedule a service that which doctor will be going to do the surgery or will be going to handle that patient, which bed or which ward will be allocated to that assigned to that patient, and if there is operation is required, so which operation theater, if there are two operation theaters, so we need to book, means the hospitals or the doctors, they need to apply for, they need to book the operation theaters for that particular patient on that specific date and time, because they have got limited resources, so they want to, they would, I mean, they would have to use the resources or manage the resources with the help of service scheduling. The service scheduler enables you to set up rules that will help you schedule service more efficiently. So this is basically to set up rules, and all of us, all of the users, they have to follow those rules. And also we have got a resource group. Now this resource group is a collection of resources, collection of resources, people, which are treated as pools. And once the service activity is scheduled, it appears on the service calendar. So we have a service calendar also in service scheduling, and the service activity will be listed on the service calendar. And by using the service calendar, the services will be assigned. While looking at the calendar, they can assign the services if they want, if they require the services on that particular, on a specific date or time. So with the help of service calendar, we can look for the equipments or for the facilities or the resources. If they are available on that particular day, we can assign those resources or the facilities or equipments to the users. So that is about service scheduling. Let's see that how we can set up a service scheduling in Dynamic CRM, or how to set up a service scheduling in Dynamic CRM. So this is the Dynamic CRM interface, and to set up a service scheduling, we need to get to settings, and within settings, you need to click on business management. In business management, click on facilities and equipments. First of all, we need to set up the facilities and equipment. So let's suppose we have got a training room, and I would like to, means we are in online trainings, online as well as offline trainings, and because it's an association, so I'm not able to delete this. This is an association. So I'll set up a new training, means I'll set up a new resource. So we have got, means we are in online and offline training, and in offline training, we need to book a training room. So if we want to book a training room, or if we want to allocate a training room for a particular batch for a specific duration, first of all, we should have those resources. So all the various resources which are required for a training, we will be going to assign, will be going to add here. So first of all, I add training room big site, on which site and on which business units. So let's say we have got two sites, one is headquarter, one is on another site. So I want to get a, means I want to book, I want to assign, apply a resource for a training room on this particular site. Primary email, time zone, and a description. So I'll specify here training room for 40 people. So this training room is for 40 people. I'll save and close it. So you can see training room big. Also, I can add few more resources. Let's say projector, and on the same site, projector, big projector, wall mounted, and save and close. And we have a training material as well. So training study material, training teaching material, and it's on the same site, and save and close. So we have got various resources, and now we can use these resources. So these are the resources. So basically, as you can see here, we have got these are various options of service scheduling. Like resources, it consists of people, location, or equipments needed for a specific service. Then we have got a resource group. So resources which we said just now, so resources are individual resources, and then we can have a group of resources, so that we can set by using resource group. Basically, resource group is a collection of groups, singular items, or can consist of group of resources. So we can have a resource group. So to set up a resource group, we again get to the business management, and in business management we have resource group. Resource group add new groups and new members to existing group for service scheduling, update group information, and delete groups or group members. So I click on resource group, and in this group I will be going to create a new resource group with collection of resources or the equipments which we have added just now. So I set up a new resource group, training, or let's say dynamic CRM training, and click on save. And when I click on save, the resource option will highlight it, and then we can add the resources. So I can click on resource, and we can add the resources into this resource group. So I add resources, and I'll look for the resources. So obviously we will have users as well, the trainer. If we have, means we need to specify trainer as well, so we can have trainer. Or I'll go to facilities and equipment, and we need a big training room, projector, and training teaching material. So I select them and add them. So it becomes a collection, it becomes a group. So this should be called as a resource group. So this is a resource group. We can have multiple resource group, right? Then after this we have working hours. Working hours means if we are applying for any resource, for example, if I would like to book a training room, so that training room is available what time. So if that training room is available, or if that user is available at that specific time or not. For example, I would like to book, means I would like to assign a task to a trainer that you need to conduct a training for this particular trainer on such and such date. So before assigning a task or before assigning a training to that trainer, I need to check the working hours for that trainer. What are the working hours of that trainer, and whether that trainer is available at that duration or not. So for this we need to set the working hours. So in order to set the working hours, I click to settings, security, and click on users, and in users I'll set the working hours of that user. So right now there is only one user, so I'm the only user. So I click on my name and on this user, and when I click here, we can see the working hours, work hours. So by clicking on work hours, we can set the working hours of this for this user. So as you can see, the working hours I have already set for 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. If I would like to change it, I click on setup and new weekly schedule. So this weekly schedule will start from tomorrow on, from today onwards. Okay, so I click on, so, or if you want to specify for a time off or work schedule for one day, so this basically it's a weekly schedule, and this schedule is for a specific date only for one day. So I click on new weekly schedule, and I can specify a new weekly schedule that are working on the same day, or even on Mondays, on working on all day, and it will be starting on this specific date. And business close set work hours, so we can set the work hours from here. So I'll set the work hours, that the work hours start from, let's say, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and to add breaks, so we can have the break here 1:45 to 15 p.m. and work hours from 2:15 to 8 p.m. So that's the working hours. And when you click on OK, so working hours will set, and we can click on save and close, and the working hours of this particular user has been set here. You can see that's the weekly schedule. So this is how we can set the working hours for a user. So Just now we set the working hours for our trainer, and also we can set the available timings for this training as well, training room as well. So for example, I would like to set the working hours for this or the available timings for this particular training room big. So I click on training room big, which we created in the facilities and equipment, and here you can see we have got working hours. So I click on working hours, and within our working hours I can set that this training room will be available uh, on weekly schedule. This will be available on an all time, but the working hours for this will be only from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So this room will be available only that duration. If you want to set the if you want to conduct a training in that room, you need to finish your training before 4 p.m. After that it will not be available to anyone. And save it. So like this we can set the working hours for this training room. And also if I would like to add some holidays, for example, this is in September, and on October 2nd there's a holiday for on October 2nd. So I select October 2nd here, and then I click on working hours. Sorry, I click on setup and time off. And why time off? I need to specify the region why the time off. So I specify here, and it's a one day, it's an all day event. So that's, so this training room will not be available on Friday because it is not available on that day. So this is how we can set the working hours for our trainer as well as to our resources as well. Then we have the services. So it's service that you offer to your client and they required one or more resources. So we have set the resources, we have set the resource group, we have set the working hours or for the trainer as well as the training rooms or the facilities and equipment. Now we'll be going to set the services which is required by the users. So I click on service, and then I click on services here in under service, click on services, and we can set up a new service. So let me delete the existing one. So I delete this and delete this. Okay, it's an association because it is associated with someone, that's why we can't delete it. Anyway, let's create a new resource. So I click on new resource here, and I click here dynamic CRM training, and initial region it is reserved or in progress or arrived or requested. So I'll say requested. I'll mark it as a requested. Duration is default duration. Scheduling is for default duration is for 1 hour or for 2 hours or for 5 hours. So I'll say this is for hours, for 8 hours a day. And start activity every one day and begin at 8 a.m. in the morning. And also we need to add the resources into it. So you can see what are the resources required for this particular service. So the resources which are required for this service we can add by going into this required resources. So by clicking on required resources, I can add the resources here. So I click on add resource, and the resources, so for this I need a training. So I click on facilities and equipment. So I need a training room, I need a projector, training, learning, teaching material, and also a user is also associated. This will be the trainer. So I click on add, and save the selection as a resource. No, so don't need to save the selection. So these are the resources which are required for this service, which will be going to provide to our user, and simple save and close. So it is all by default, it is activated. By default this service is activated. Now once the service has been, we are looking for this service, so we can set the service here, or we can set the service by going into service calendar, by setting up service calendar. So to set up service calendar, we can go to service, and we have option here for service calendar. What is a service calendar? The service calendar is separate from the from other CRM calendars. This is where all the scheduled service activities appear. So the service activity which we set just now, you can see that particular service over here as well. And also we can have the different view, like we have the month view or the week view or day view. So when we click on month view, we can see the services. So, or we can set a schedule, or we can add a service activity from here, create a new service activity. Okay. So as you can see here, if I would like to add a service activity, so I click on service activity, and we can add it from here. So I write here dynamic CRM training for batch 4001. Service on which site? On Dynamic CRM training. Sorry, the service, and the site is this one. Customer, who are the customers? So I can choose the customers from the account or from the contact as well. So let's say I click on contact and I add all the contacts. So they are my clients. I'm going to provide services to them. The resources, the resource group, we can add it, a resource or a resource group, the facilities or equipment. So I will be going to use the training room big projector training teaching material, add them. And also time as requested, start time, what will be the start time? So it will be going to start from the 1st of October and it will be end on, let's say, start from 5th of October. So it's a 1 week schedule and it will be end on 10th of October. So all day event. So it's a 6-day event, and click on save. And you can see it's saying that the training room big is being scheduled outside their work hours, because we are trying for, means we are trying to book this training room big for more than the working hours, and more resources than required by the service have been specified. So if you want to book the training room, if you want, means obviously we can customize it, or for right now I simply click on ignore and save, and it will be scheduled, it will be allocated to me, and the details regarding for what category, subcategory, and once it is done I simply save and close it. So now once you refresh it, if you click on month and if you again click on month, we can see the training which we scheduled just now, the activity which we add just now, we can, it should be on next calendar. So as you can see here, the training room, means the training has been scheduled for the from October 5 to October 10. And once, let's suppose the training has been finished. So after the training is completed, I'll click select it and I'll click its completion. So I click open it, double click on it, and I'll mark it as a complete, that the training has been completed successfully. Or if you want to close the service activity, we can close the service activity from here. So if I mark it complete, so the training will marked as a complete. It means the training has been done successfully. So, and when we refresh it, we'll see the updated data. So this is how we can set up a service scheduling in Dynamic CRM. That's all in this video. If you have any queries, you can visit our website www.bsptrainings.com. You can subscribe our YouTube channel for more videos on the Dynamic CRM. You can contact to us for a customized training on Dynamic CRM. I will be coming up with some new videos in Dynamic CRM. Till then, have a nice day ahead. Goodbye. Have a nice day.